third week of January 2017. In case you haven't noticed lately, something is creating a state of chaos across the world. Not only are we seeing a significant climate influx, but the Earth is beginning to open up, creating giant fissures. While at the same time, there are bizarre cloud formations and peculiar sky anomalies that are appearing in many places. We know that our climate is quickly changing, but we don't have a definitive handle on the exact reason for the sudden changes. The brutal freeze that is sweeping across Europe has set records that have never before been seen. For example, in Venice, Italy, the canals and lagoons that surround the city have completely frozen over, in an extreme weather event that has sent shock waves through the region. Although Venice has seen snow and ice in the past, the waterways have never encountered an event in which they have been completely covered in ice, thus marking a first-time occurrence in the annals of recorded history for this region. On the Mediterranean island of Skopelos in western Greece, a major snowstorm swept across the region, blanketing the Aegean island in snow and ice, as this video shows. And so it now seems that our weather is becoming more unstable and more unprecedented with each passing day. According to media reports, temperatures as low as -26 degrees Celsius caused ice to form on the Adriatic Sea. In Poland, temperatures registered -20 degrees Celsius, and in Greece's second largest city, the temperatures fell to -10 degrees Celsius, which is far below the normal for these regions. Here is a chart showing registered temperatures across Germany the first week of January. So as the world's climate continues to deteriorate, temperatures which were once the seasonal norm for these regions will continue to change and become more extreme. While much of Europe is blanketed in ice, the Arctic region is warming at a faster rate than anticipated, as this sea ice concentration data graph is showing. Down below in Antarctica, this drone footage taken this month by a British survey group shows the scale of yet another massive fissure that now threatens a polar base. Watch as the drone reveals the extent of this opening. In another region of the southern hemisphere, a second massive fissure has mysteriously opened up, this time on the northern cape of South Africa, as these images from January 15th are showing. Now take a look at the drone footage from this area. You can see the scale of the opening that has developed. It certainly is quite alarming. Authorities have sealed off the entire area to tourists or visitors and have given no explanation for its cause. I mentioned in a previous video how these giant fissures are beginning to develop along the Continental Divide here in the United States. These are not just random happenings, they now appear to be happening all over the world. The question is what is causing them to occur and why are they happening so frequently now? I want to spend some time reviewing a series of sky anomalies that were recently recorded, because there are indications that some of these observations could be manifestations, while others are signs in the heavens that are given to us as a forewarning of what is to come. Now, that statement may seem somewhat contrived if you're someone who doesn't believe in the spiritual realm or in the existence of a higher entity. But for many, this is real, and it does portend that we are in a time of great turmoil on this planet. I would like to begin with this video observation that was recorded on January 12th. Now, there appears to be a manifestation that appears in the sky. The strange appearance of the sky does not seem to be natural, as I had indicated when this was first posted on our Facebook page. Now, this particular video went viral shortly after its posting. Now, some have commented that the video was fabricated after viewing it and noticing that white light would appear in front of the lampposts while videotaping the phenomenon in motion. Okay, it does show that during the presentation, but it also indicates that the anomaly was recorded using a filter or film of some sort over the camera lens, in order to better enhance the capture of this manifestation in the sky. As controversial as this may seem to you, it still has the makings of an extraordinary formation in the sky, which does not appear to be manipulated or tampered with. On the 7th of January, a very strange cloud formation was seen over Jerusalem, which is the second such occurrence in this area in the past couple of months. It was reported that those who witnessed this formation were frightened and bewildered. Now, I must say that there are many people who believe that events such as this are signs that are given which are meant to inform us that a great event will soon occur in the heavens, and that we should make all preparations in anticipation of that day. Now again, you can interpret this as you will, but I have to take these observations at face value, because they represent what was seen at a particular moment in time by those who feel that this is important enough to share with others. And so I do give them the benefit of a doubt, because this is what they saw. This video shows an atmospheric phenomenon that has been photographed and videotaped on various occasions in recent times. We often refer to it as a sundog, but if you look closely at this capture from Russia, you will notice that it seems very unusual. The luminosity shown here is extremely bright, and the figures are diamond-shaped. Could it be possible that the unexplained brightness and oddity of this sundog is created by the presence of a binary star system that is orbiting around our sun? It's a thought that was presented by one of our Facebook followers, but like so many other observations these days, it cannot be fully explained. In the past few years, the cumulative number of fireballs and meteors to reach Earth in the first week of January has been staggering, as the NASA chart indicates. The increase can be attributed to an unidentified or an unnamed debris field that has entered into Earth's orbit. As we consider this possibility, there are observations in the sky which can be explained in ways in which people can understand. But there are many things seen in the heavens which defy explanation. This video is one of them. This was captured on January 15th from London, showing something very strange moving across the sky. There has been quite a bit of chatter going on among our YouTube viewers on whether the very bright object seen high in the southwestern sky at sunset is actually Venus. I suppose much of the speculation about what we are actually viewing in the evening sky had originated from the notion by some amateur astronomers that what began as a very bright presence beginning in midsummer was first being reported as the planet Jupiter, which was then corrected to show the presence of Venus later on. As you can see in these two horizon diagrams for 2016 and the first quarter of 17, they show the path of Venus for those of us who live in the northern hemisphere. So if we are to accept the fact that these diagrams are accurate, then we must ask ourselves why the planet is appearing considerably brighter and closer to the Earth. If its orbit takes it closer to the Sun as it begins its descent from a higher altitude, as these charts represent, then that could explain the immense luminosity of the planet. But it still doesn't explain why both Venus and Mars are still appearing in the same location in the southwestern sky after sunset, where they have been observed for months, which many of you have noticed and commented on. One possible theory that has garnered a great deal of interest on social media is that the orbits of Venus and Mars have been pushed back in their normal movement around the Sun. So if that were the case, then there would have to be a brown or a red dwarf star that is pulling in opposition with the magnetism of our Sun to cause the planets to stall in their orbits. It's the same theory that is being described to explain why the Earth's core is heating up and causing a tremendous increase in high magnitude earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The theory of a binary star close by could also explain why Venus is displaying a large wingspan, which is visible to the naked eye. So when you say that you have never seen this planet so bright, or even resembling the Star of Bethlehem with its stretched out wings, there is a point to be made that another light source is creating this sky phenomenon. If you carefully observe Venus in the evening sky, you may conclude that its appearance seems odd, almost as if something strange is taking place on the surface of the planet or in its atmosphere, which is mostly comprised of carbon dioxide. As it turns out, you are not alone in your assumption that something is happening to Venus. A group of astronomers have published images that show a huge gravity wave that has been spotted in the upper atmosphere of Venus, which is baffling scientists because it's staying so still above the planet's surface. The new findings came from observations by Japan's Akatsuki spacecraft, which has orbited Venus since 2015. The work was detailed on January 16th in the journal Nature Geoscience. So the observations of Venus are very complex, and there is certainly much more that we must learn about the atmospheric dynamics that are happening on this planet. If you're curious, like I am, about the changes happening in our solar system and what may be causing these changes, then you have to take a close look at these images, which were taken by an amateur astronomer who shared the photos on our Facebook page. These images suggest that a celestial object is present within the orbit of Venus. The object is in motion and resembles a planetary body. We know that Venus has no moons, so where did the object or objects originate? If the NIBIRU system is following the orbital path of Venus, then this could explain the images that are showing a body within its orbit. That's one theory. There is also the consideration that this is the blue Kachina. If you follow Hopi prophecy and believe in their traditions and their teachings, then you know that the blue Kachina, also known as the precursor or forerunner to the time of tribulation, will be seen and noticed prior to the arrival of the red Kachina, also known as the destroyer or red dragon. So what these images may actually be showing is a mystery, as is many things in the universe. But it certainly merits our attention and is worthy of further investigation. It is now apparent that there are some who are involved in operations that are meant to inhibit the public's ability to know and understand what is happening both in our skies and right here on planet Earth. Now it seems that they want to compromise the integrity of the internet by posting comments that are emotionally charged, irrational, biased, or just off-the-wall rhetoric that makes absolutely no sense. It's an organizational effort to criticize and disrupt the process of informing the public about the presence of a rogue planetary system which is on close approach with Earth. As many of you know, Skywatch Media has a large audience of YouTube subscribers, Facebook followers, and website viewers. We spend many hours investigating and analyzing videos, photographic images, and news accounts in an effort to inform all of our viewers, even those who may not agree with us. I believe that our video content and its message stands on its own authority, regardless of whether or not comments are allowed to continue in their usual format. You may or may not be aware of this, but many of the YouTube channels that reference Planet X and the NIBIRU Nemesis system are continuously monitored by trolls who utilize a set of overreaching lies to discredit the messenger. It is an attempt to control and manipulate by deliberately targeting the website of a particular individual or group. There are a number of marginal individuals who, in their attempt to discredit others, are adding absolutely nothing pertinent to the discussion process. We should respect the First Amendment and the beliefs of others. But in so doing, we must honor our own integrity without resorting to foul language and verbal threats when voicing our opinions. Many of you have voiced your opinions with civility and respect, and I personally thank you for having done so. But others have not been so kind. So in closing, I want to say this to those who cannot abide by our request. If you are going to continue using abusive, inane, blatantly false, or disrespectful rhetoric when submitting comments on our channel, we will monitor them. Just remember this: you don't need a license to write or publish your thoughts, but you do need to show common decency in your discourse. Be sure to follow all of the latest information pertaining to the NIBIRU Planet X system, including news pertaining to climate and Earth changes, on our Facebook page. In the meantime, stay safe and keep looking to the skies.